Hello, everybody, and welcome to Friday Apocryphal Podcast,
your one-stop
shop for everything Friday Apocryphal and podcast. And boy, do we have a show for you today.
Today we're covering the Shepherd of Hermas,
the Shepherd of Hermas, chapters 87 through 95.
Yeah.
You said covering? It said reading.
Yeah, we usually say covering.
Do we?
Yes.
I don't know.
You guys are falling apart.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. That is true.
Yeah.
It's been, man, this week. In fact, this past month has sucked.
Mm-hmm.
I know that we've taken quite a few weekends off. But hopefully this is as bad as it gets, and then it'll go up from here.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Yeah. So, cat died. We're going to get we're gonna plant a tree in the backyard for him. And then I had a friend of mine from it was like just out of high school, from like early college days. He died from in a car accident. And the Iron Sheik died. Plus, Pat Robertson died. And I also, I'm not going to get too much into my medical stuff, but that seems to be getting better, my medical issues overall. Still got to do a few more tests, I think. Let's see what else. Oh, right. I can't catch a break though, because yesterday I wake up with a swollen eyelid. It's not pink eye. Don't worry. It's a sty. But it's very annoying because can't fucking do anything.
Super annoying.
Yeah. And I had to take my mom to the ER this morning. She's also, I think, she's gonna be okay. I think it was I think it's a panic attack, but she still wanted to go and make sure she wasn't having a heart attack.
Mm-hmm.
Shortness of breath and pains and stuff like that. So there's a lot. Yeah, I'm not going to go into too much detail about. No, that wasn't a lot. That wasn't detail.
Jesus, man.
Yeah. But the whole past month has been rough. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Well, there's nowhere to go but up from there.
You're telling me. So we are reading The Shepherd of Hermas today, continuing on, and I think last time we talked about this, we were covering Hermas and the virgins, right?
I think.
Yeah. There was the vision of the virgins, I think.
A lot of the Shepherd of Hermas just kind of
blurs together.
Yeah.
It does, because he's saying essentially the same thing over and over again.
It's the sticks that really got me.
Yeah, the sticks. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, but how fucked up are the sticks exactly?
Well, you see, there's 75 variety of sticks.
Have you tried praying, Lawrence?
No, because I wanted to spend my time doing something useful.
Oh, man.
No. Good.
Yeah. Could you imagine that praying was useful?
It'll be so much easier.
No, just I want
hospitals, fuck them. Yeah. Who needs them?
Isn't that cool if it actually worked?
Well, that's what the Bible says, right?
Yeah. Ask and you shall receive. Man. Although
Can I get some help from my friend Lawrence? No? All right. It's going to be the medical industry. That's the one who's probably going to do something.
Something, yeah. So I am always appreciative of the Christians that do entirely acknowledge that you shouldn't just stick to prayer. Prayer alone isn't going to get you help.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have shared memes where it's prayer is the best way to make yourself feel like you're doing something without actually having to do anything. Mm-hmm. And I've had Christians comment on posts like that being yeah, absolutely. Yeah. They just use it as I'll pray for you. Whoop de fucking do. They're not actually going to do anything.
Yeah.
So
they probably won't even pray for you.
Probably not.
It's an autofill on their keyboard.
Yeah, thoughts and prayers kind of shit. Yeah, it's not going to do anything.
If they put TH in, the first thing that will show up is thoughts, and then the rest will automatically fill in
prayers,
prayers, and then it ends. You can send it then.
Yeah. So I'm going to hand this off to you. This section is going to be continuing the parable of the young women, I should say.
Okay. Chapter 87. As I walked around with him, I was joyful to see such good things. The shepherd said to me, "Bring unslaked lime and small pottery sherds."
Wait. What was the first one? Bring what?
Unslaked lime.
Unslaked?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck does that mean?
Well, slaked lime means that it doesn't have anything that you could use that's flammable in it, I think. Like, take a look.
I'm looking what the hell that means. I've never heard that.
I know what lime is used for generally for pottery. I feel like that's what they're talking about somehow.
Mm-hmm. Well, while you're looking into that.
Calcium oxide.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
It's really common.
Commonly known as quick lime or burnt lime is a widely used chemical compound. All right. Interesting. Did not know that.
Yeah, it's a pottery thing for sure.
Okay.
So that I can fill in the marks of the stones that were taken up and placed in the building, because everything around the tower must be flat.
And cements. Ancient cements loved using lime.
Yeah. That's what it looks like. It's a key ingredient for the process. Oh, it is still a key ingredient for the process of making cement.
It depends, but yes, usually normal, conventional cement. Yeah.
Yeah, used in the petroleum industry, paper, plaster, mining, disposal of corpses as well, historically. Okay, never knew these things.
Great.
All right.
And material sciences, that's what you should study on your off time. You'd be blown away by how many, and it wouldn't take you that long. That's the thing. It's not like the deepest field in terms of just some of the surface stuff that all clicks together. It's just neat there. You know, it's like worth a good glance for anyone, I think, not just you.
I did get some good books in that I'm actually trying to get through now. I got a book on, it's a more recent study on the origins of Yahweh.
Oh.
And it was actually recommended to me by Josh Bowen. And I also picked up a couple books on child sacrifice in ancient Israel and the Near East.
Well, you know, that's not sketch to have in your collection.
Nope, not even little.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you have that.
Yeah.
I did what he commanded and brought them to him. "Assist me," he said, "and the work will soon be finished." He filled in the marks of the stones that had gone into the building and commanded that the surroundings of the tower be swept and cleaned. The young women took brooms and swept and removed all the dirt from the tower and sprinkled water, and the location of the tower became joyful and attractive. The shepherd said to me, "Everything has been cleaned. If the Lord comes to inspect the tower, he cannot blame us in anything." After saying this, he intended to leave, but I took hold of him by his sack and began to adjure him by the Lord to interpret for me what he had shown me.
Yep, right by his sack.
Like the sack is clearly...
Yeah, it's not his ball sack.
Yeah, clearly not. He said to me, "I am occupied for a little while, and then I will interpret everything for you. Wait for me here until I return." I said to him, "Sir, what will I do here alone?" He said, "You are not alone. These young women are with you." "Then give me over to them," I said. The shepherd called them over and said to them, "I hand him over to you until I come." And he left. So I was alone with the young women, who were most happy and treated me well, especially the 4 more distinguished ones.
Oh, the 4 distinguished ones.
Yes. So the Shepherd of Hermas has now become a harem anime.
But specifically, we got to keep our eyes out on the 4 distinguished ones.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're into chapter 88. The young women said to me, "The shepherd..."
Is there anything in the commentary on the 4 distinguished ones?
4 distinguished ones.
Yeah, because I would think, like, okay, so
they're just a footnote at the end here. The 4 of them are more distinguished as a detail not followed up elsewhere, though later there will be one seeming leader.
Okay, so is this in the same way that there are like a few good mountains? Remember in that one?
I think so.
Yeah, that's my guess. That probably has something to do with that.
And they never
guys,
follow up on
They never do.
anything.
It's a metaphor.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
I'm just sick of this
The
particular metaphor. It's the same.
They're distinguished.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. The young women said to me, this is chapter 88. That's what they said. The young women said to me, the shepherd will not come back here today. So what shall I do? I asked. Wait for him until evening, and if he comes, he will speak to you, and if he does not come, you'll stay here with us until he does come. I said to them, I'll wait for him until evening, but if he does not come, I will go to my house and return early in the morning. But they answered me, you were handed over to us. You cannot go away from us.
Wow. Wait, didn't he specifically? Did he say hand me over to them, or did he say hand them over to me in the first part?
Give me over to them.
Oh yeah, I guess he did. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't go away from us.
Yeah.
You asked for this. But where will I stay? I said. They said, you will sleep with us as a brother and not as a husband, because you are our brother and decide we are going to live with you because we love you so much.
Well then.
This is the Friend Zone harem anime. Ooh.
Yep, friend zone harem anime. They all sleep in the same bedroom together, and they love him like a brother.
Yep.
They have like pillow fights and stuff, but
Right,
nothing
yeah,
is
yeah.
risque. Nothing. It's,
Remember earlier in the day, you were telling me, when are we gonna cover something funny again?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
There we go.
Yeah.
Finally,
made this
something
funny.
funny.
Or yeah, as a stepbrother, right? What are you doing, step bro?
Oh, no. Why is that such a popular thing on the websites
Well,
that do that?
it's very. Oh, okay. So, are you asking about the actual genre, or are you asking about the meme?
I'm asking about the actual genre.
Okay.
Why
My guess-
is it so popular on the? Because they're like within their algorithms.
Yeah.
Like clearly, people are watching these.
Yeah,
things.
yeah, definitely. My guess is something to do with the fact that it's very taboo.
Yeah, it's taboo. It's like on the line,
Right.
Because it's a
Step, yeah.
right,
Yeah.
right. Ugh.
Although, have you guys see? I'm sure you've seen that was the flex tape meme, right? Where he just like sticks it over the hole, right?
Yeah.
So it was like, I saw a great meme. It was incest, and then someone sticks on the flex tape and says "step" in front of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous that this is what our society has come to.
Yeah, it is what it is.
You whippersnappers. Back in my day, the only thing that you could find on the internet was people breaking glass jars in their butt
Yeah, right. Or cutting their dicks off.
with a hatchet.
Yeah, yeah.
Or that hammer video.
I wonder why we're censored, guys.
Two guys, one hammer.
I just wonder.
I don't know if I saw that one.
You never saw two guys?
maybe I
okay.
did.
It was a Russian thing. Yeah. It was the one where this guy was like off his motorcycle and people dragged him and hammered him.
Oh, I don't remember that actually.
Oh, wow.
Is that the Pain Olympics thing?
No. The Pan Olympics thing is the one with the hatchet.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
great. I don't like any of that.
Like,
Nobody liked any of that.
like, what I'm saying is the internet back when we were younger was very different.
was.
Traumatizing and scarring and desensitizing.
Yes, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah. Yes.
Demoralizing.
Yep.
You know, I
Still
can
trying to
confidently
recover from
say
that era, guys.
that I don't think that parents should have let their children on
On the internet.
90s internet.
No, they really shouldn't have.
No.
Bad
Well,
idea.
they did try to stop me all the time. I just bought a new Wi-Fi connector. So.
Great. Anyways. He has to live with them. And he can't leave. But I was ashamed to remain with them. The one who seemed most prominent among them began to kiss and embrace me. And
Like a brother.
like a brother. And when the others saw her embracing me, they too began to kiss me, lead me around the tower, and play with me. Like a brother. Not like a husband.
Right, like a brother.
It was as if I had become young again. And
So in this case,
Okay.
they're literally
Playful,
talking about like they're going back to like a childhood kind of.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
they actually
yes,
are.
Yeah.
very different.
Despite our preconceived notions of modern standards of what this would mean, they mean play like children.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they're actually playing like children, like
Yeah.
fucking sandbox or some
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Yes, it was as if I had become young again, and I too began to play with them. Some were dancing, some were moving rhythmically, some singing, keeping silence. I walked with them around the tower and was very happy with them. When evening arrived, I wanted to go home, but they held on to me and did not let me go.
Like a brother.
Like a brother, I spent the night with them. Like
A brother.
And slept next to the tower. They spread their own linen tunics on the ground and made me lie in the middle of them like a brother. And they did nothing but pray. So,
Yep, that's all they did.
yep.
Oh, that reminds me of this. Oh my god. Okay, so there's this.
There was this bit earlier on where he was like, oh, and there was this woman and she was very attractive, but I was not like sexually interested in her at all. Not one bit.
Nope, not one bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually think that's possible, but the way it was described was still sus. It's
Right.
just how it is.
Yeah.
But it just says, yes, she's a conventionally attractive woman. I, however, do not find her attractive. But, that's a lot of whatever wording.
This section reminds me so much of this one bit that they have on Smosh where it's like, I think Shane did it, where he was like telling this story. He was just trying to make somebody laugh, so it's a made up story. He was like, this girl and I went back to my place, and then and then he plays on his phone just a very dry reading of the phrase "read the Bible." Like he would just have it on loop, and he would just play it.
Yes.
Yeah. Instead of anything sexual, it's always read the Bible. And this reminds me of that, but
good.
it's like a brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's not in there.
No, he always.
I was adding that in.
Yeah.
No, I know.
Yes,
I
I know.
even camera change just to indicate that it's not in there.
Yes.
And to
But
see your laugh, because you're clearly having
Yes.
a good time with us.
But yes,
Good stuff.
The point is that they all got naked and started praying. And so I also prayed with them unceasingly, and no less than they did, and they were happy to see me praying in this way. I remained there with the young women until the 2nd hour of the next day. Then the shepherd came and said to the young women, "Have you dishonored him in any way?" Oh, he
Oh,
thought
this would be good.
he thought that they were gonna do
Read
something.
the Bible. Yeah.
Read the Bible. They said, "Ask him." I said to him, "Sir, I was happy to stay with them." "What did you have for dinner?"
Okay.
He asked.
Yeah, that's what you ask about defilement. That's the
is
first
absurd.
one. What did you have for dinner?
Well, I think they first have to build rapport before they immediately jump into the question, what did you do to those girls?
Well, the thing is, if you're talking about questions of defilement, it makes sense as to why you would ask about food, because that was one way to defile yourself, right? With unclean food.
But
There you go.
still,
So it's a leading question in
it's a
this
bit much.
context.
Yeah, it's a stupid fucking question. Like, you just asked like what they were doing all night. Why would you ask about dinner?
The shepherd here is not very good at figuring out things, so he might have defiled himself by eating.
But
he's
like
right.
the
He's right.
procession of these questions, have you dishonored him in any way? Asked him. I was happy to stay with him. What did you have for dinner?
Yeah.
Right? That's like, what? Okay. I said, "Sir, I dined on the word of the Lord all night."
Wow.
Did they receive you well?
This is hold up. This is an innuendo, right? Because even though it's not the word of the Lord, remember that they put their tunics out, right, on the ground for him to pray on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you could say that he dined on the word of the Lord, if we want to call the tunic the word of the Lord, and he ate someone out on it.
Oh, gosh.
You could say that, right?
You're really stretching.
No, it's solid.
The shepherd's first question upon his return is surprising, but is again suggested of preoccupation with sexual honor and the power relationship, in which the young women, not Hermas, are in control.
Right, yeah.
Finding food in prayer and the words of God is a biblical theme.
How they
it
do the
occurs
whole
in Deuteronomy
feeding the scroll.
8:3, Amos 8:11, Wisdom of Solomon 16:26, Matthew 4:4, Luke 4:4, John 4:34, 6:27.
Do you remember though how there were portions where someone's eating a scroll?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I think it was in Zechariah, right?
That is one thing that happens in Zechariah.
Right. Yeah, I think it was in Zechariah. Yeah, but he ate the scroll.
Look, hold on. I need to go over commentary here. These verses have been much discussed. Protective female heavenly figures and female personifications of virtues are Greco-Roman commonplaces. Even though the author probably drew the scene from Greco-Roman imagery, the Jewish-Christian allegorical meaning cannot be lost to sight. In the absence of Hermas's patron angel, the shepherd, the virtues protect him by not letting him out of their sight, and they lavish on him displays of emotional intimacy and affection. Verse 3 is full of erotic potential, which is why the young women are so quick to explain that he will be to them as a brother, not as a husband.
Right, yeah,
There's
but then
some Greek here. I don't know if you want to translate on the fly.
It's closer to literally like a brother and not like a man. But the word that's used for man there is aner, so it can mean just a man, or husband is, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
As Hermas was early on directed to be with his wife as with a sister. Also, Lusknat Jungfrauensinn offers a number of classical images that closely parallel some of the text, e.g. an inscription of the 3rd century BC from Paros that cites materials of the 7th, 6th century BC poet Archilochos on poetic initiation by the muses who laugh and play with him. The Corpus Hermeticum, Asclepius.
Which we have, right?
Yeah, we have...
We have it here? Oh, you have it right here. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. What am I looking for? Is there a verse?
Asclepius 9.
Oh, geez. Okay, I have to look up the... Is there not a... Oh, is it somewhere? Okay, here we go. Oh, so it's literally at the very end, it looks like.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks like it's at the very end. So Asclepius...
This supposedly involves the muses being sent to humankind to inspire worship of God through songs of praise.
Well, I'm not sure about this section, but it is to Asclepius. Let's see. He is stronger and is singular and only knowing all things indeed, as not having anything more ancient than himself, for he bears rule both over multitude and greatness and the diversity of the things that are made, and the continuity of reality and of the operation. That was you said Asclepius 9, right?
Yeah, it might be
it's probably a different translation thing, yeah.
Yeah, different translation.
Yeah.
Different manuscript.
That could also make sense.
Yeah.
Because, that was not...
Is it 19? Look at 19.
I can look at 19.
See if it was a misprinting in here.
For neither is it possible that the maker should be without the thing made, for either of them is the same thing. Therefore, cannot the one of them be separated from the other, and more than a thing be separated from itself? No. In fact, this entire section in Asclepius doesn't...
irrelevant to what we're doing.
None of it looks like what we're talking about here.
Not at all.
Like, I'm just skimming it right now.
I'm not sure Asclepius is a relevant text even.
Yeah, no. I know it says Corpus Hermeticum, but Yeah, there's nothing in here that even resembles that. There's some closer stuff when they talk about passions, but that's just kind of approaching it.
It might be a translation thing.
Yeah, it probably is.
It might be depending on how you read passions.
Right.
Because you could have a Gnostic interpretation of passions.
Oh boy.
Sure. Even then, that's later. But
Yeah. Anyways, his sexual honor is at stake, with or without celibacy. It was long ago suggested that this scene reflects the known early Christian practice of synesacatism, or virgin subintroductae, whereby a man and a woman would live together in celibacy in order to enjoy both companionship and the eschatological advantage of celibacy.
is that what they're calling marriage now?
I guess so.
Got him.
If 1 Corinthians 7:36-38 also speaks of this practice, which is debated, then the present passage would not be earliest reference to the custom. Certainly the expression to live like a brother and sister here and in Visions 2:2-3 already means a male-female relationship that is not characterized by regarding one another as sexual partners. But whether either passage implies an already established custom of cohabitation under these circumstances is not certain. The erotic potential of sleeping together outdoors in verse 3 is apparent. That of the kissing and embracing of verse 4 is also apparent to the modern reader, but not necessarily to the ancient one, in view of the same behavior of the young woman toward the Lord of the Tower in 6:2, where eroticism is not suggested. The playfulness in which Hermas begins to engage with the young woman is a childlike innocence of enjoyment.
How dare he?
Okay. So, did they receive you well? He asked. Yes, sir, I answered. Now, he said, what do you want to hear first? Sir, I said, the way you showed me from the beginning, I ask you to show me as I ask you. As you wish, he said. I will interpret for you, and I will hide absolutely nothing from you.
Okay, well, the thing is, he said that stuff before, and he did end up usually hiding a little bit from them.
Why do you have to ask such obvious questions?
Right, yeah, you fucking idiot.
Yep. Hey, if you're enjoying the stream so far, give us a like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends, family, and neighbors. Lawrence?
Yes.
Why don't you tell all the people about chapter 89?
Yeah, I suppose I can do that. I'll tell the people about chapter 89.
Sure.
Oh, but here's the explanation of both the tower and the young women. I said, sir, first of all, tell me this. Who are the rock and the door? He said.
Dwayne Johnson.
Well, yeah, Dwayne Johnson is obviously that.
Door guard is obviously the door.
It's interesting that he's asking who are the rock and the door, not what are the rock and the door. So he's just presuming that they're people.
Yep.
Well, the thing is, yeah, I guess it is specifically. No, hold on. The word that's used here is tis, which could also be for things as well. So that's not necessarily a problem. So, yeah, the rock and the door. This rock and the door are the Son of God. I said, how can the rock be old, but the door new? Listen, he said, and understand, you who are without understanding. The Son of God was born before all his creation, so as to be counselor to the Father about creation. That is why the rock is old. So it's interesting here. This is a, I forget the name of it, but where the Son proceeds from the Father. Here's the first being of creation kind of thing. Not because if we're doing straight proceeding from the Father in that way, then it's not quite Arianism. It's something else. I forget the name of this Christological view, but maybe that'll come up in the commentary. So either way, but why, sir, is the gate new? I said. Because, he said, he was made known in the last few days of the completion. That is why the gate is new, so that those who will be saved may through it enter the reign of God. Do you see the stones carried through the gate and placed in the building of the tower, but those not brought in thrown back to the original place? I saw it, sir, I said. Just so, he said, no one will enter the reign of God who does not receive the name of his son. Man, my eye is fucking bothering me.
And I cannot find anything in here that talks about the muses.
Yeah. Like
as I said, it seems like no, that text is just not related.
Yeah. Which is
sometimes you see these footnotes and these sources that they cite, and it's like bullshit. They're just not citing correctly, or they're making it up.
Well, maybe
they're figuring who's read Asclepius in the Corpus Hermeticum, huh?
Right? Or maybe
they're
gonna
check.
Maybe they're referencing something completely different.
We called them out. I mean, it hasn't happened all that often, but when we do call it out,
well, a lot of the time we've had like the actual text that they're referencing here, which is nice.
I have another version of the Corpus Hermeticum here, and I'm gonna check this.
That's actually a good idea. Yeah. You should do that.
And there are a few things here actually. 3 is to Asclepius.
Oh, okay.
And of Asclepius to the king is the second to last one. The third to last one is the definitions of Asclepius unto King Ammon. The one before that is the thrice great Hermes to Asclepius. So
there are a few options there on what the hell they're referencing. All right. Well, while you find whichever one that might be, I'm going to continue reading. So he was saying that just so, he said, no one will enter the reign of God who does not receive the name of his son. If you want to enter a city that has been encircled with walls and has but one gate, can you enter the city anyway but through the gate that it has? Sir, how can anyone do otherwise? I said. Well then, if you cannot enter the city except through the gate that it has, in the same way one cannot enter the reign of God except through the name of the beloved Son. Do you see the crowd building the tower? He asked. I see it, sir, I answered. These are all honorable angels that have surrounded the Lord with walls. The gate is the Son of God, that one entrance to the presence of the Lord. No one can enter his presence any other way but by his Son. Do you see the 6 men and the great and honorable one in the middle who is walking around the tower and who rejected the stones from the building? He asked. I see, sir, I said. He said, the honored man is the Son of God, and the 6 honored angels are supporting him on the left and right. None of the honored angels can approach God without him. Whoever does not take his name will not enter the reign of God. So that one... Mm-hmm. So wait, hold on. This honorable one. The angels are honorable. So the gate is the Son of God. We got that one. But then the guy who's walking around is the honored man. And apparently he's the Son of God too?
Mm-hmm. Everybody's the Son of God. It's just that phrase again.
Who isn't?
I guess. This metaphor is starting to fall apart.
What's the metaphor?
I don't fucking know anymore. Let's see. This does seem like a really weird section here. I'm definitely looking at... okay. So assigning rock, door, and inspector of the tower to the Son of God gives him not only personal but also cosmic significance. Rock and door have already established Christological correspondences. The tension between the old rock and the new door expresses the Christological tension between pre-existence and historical incarnation. That one's fair. And so the pre-existent Son is the one that's the one that's there, or sorry, yeah, he's the one at the end of the I guess you could say when all times come to pass, right? He's the one that's there in the last days.
Yeah. Okay, this section is, I think, as close to what they were talking about as I can find.
Okay, which one's that?
And it's not even about muses
Well.
here. It's about choirs of demons.
Oh.
Right? And it says, under him is ranged the choirs of daimons, or rather choirs, for these are multitudinous and very varied, ranked underneath the groups of stars in equal number with each of them. So marshaled in their ranks, they are ministers of each one of the stars, being in their natures good and bad, that is, then in their activities, for that is a daimon's essence is activity, while some of them are of mixed natures, good and bad. To all these has been allotted the authority over things, blah, 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 blah. And
wow, this is such beautiful
for each
writing.
one of us being born and made alive, the daimons take hold on us, these daimones, who are in service at that moment of the wheel of Genesis, who are arranged under each of the stars. These change at every moment. They do not stay the same, but circle back again, then descending through the body, 3 to the 2 parts 4 of the soul, set it 5 a-whirling, each one toward its own activity.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
And anyway, the daimons therefore exercise the whole of this terrene economy, using our bodies as their instruments.
Yeah.
Sounds
Yeah,
crazy
that's,
and unrelated, but I love it. We should have read that.
Was the closest thing.
We should read the Corpus Hermeticum next.
I mean, we should make sure that we even have similar ones.
Yeah, I think maybe the chapter layout is just a little different.
Yeah, there's got to be a reason for that. So that's something that we would have to look into before.
These are definitely different translations.
Yeah.
A lack of love.
That was that's why. Wow. Incredible. Okay.
This translation.
But anyways, that was the end of 89, so we can hop into 90.
Do you want to?
I mean,
yeah.
that would be the next
Go ahead.
step, yeah. But who is the tower? I asked. The tower is the church, he answered. Who are these young women? He said, these are holy spirits. One cannot be found in the reign of God unless they clothe you with their garments. If you only receive the name, but do not receive the clothing from them, it profits nothing. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
This is the one where you have to be, what was it? Yeah, I think that was a metaphor that was used somewhere, right? Clothed in the spirit or something.
Yeah.
Where was that used? Was that used in here?
That's used, I think, in John.
Was it might have been used in John.
I think it's used in John, and also it's a theme that appears in the Enoch literature for sure.
Sure.
Because Enoch is literally in Second Enoch, the way that he becomes Metatron.
Shout out to
Right.
Enoch.
That was in Third Enoch. He became Metatron.
Well, he isn't named Metatron in Second Enoch, but the way that he ascends to angelhood is by putting on the clothing of the angels.
sure, that one, yeah.
Yeah,
But this is specifically the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you need not only the name but the clothing.
I think it's also been used in various pieces of literature talking about the armor of God and the shield and the
or
sword.
even the Holy Spirit being this thing that surrounds you and encompasses you, or your personal angel that gives you a protection, or just a bunch
or the
of stuff.
force binding and permeating
Shekinah.
all living
Oh, the
things.
Shekinah.
Yeah.
How did I forget the Shekinah?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yoda.
Classic.
Yeah, Yoda.
Shit.
That's right. These young women are powers of the Son of God. This was earlier in this text. Powers of the Son of God. If you bear the name but do not bear his power, you bear the name uselessly.
Good. Now we have here directly the women are named as the powers. Right? We now know who they are. They've been established in other literature. Right? We've read about them.
Yeah, well, in this sense, it'd be the virtues, right? That's what we were talking about before.
Well, we were talking about the virtues, but here they're the powers, right?
Well, I would think that wouldn't really. The way
Totally
that it's
different.
yeah, these would be different, right?
Are they just virtues?
Well, let's
Because
see.
if they're just virtues, then why would he even question about their like sexual advances on Hermas, right?
Let's
Yeah.
see. So the point raised here is a continuation of the development of 12.4. Not only must the stones be carried through the door by the young women, but now, they were the spirit, they were the virtues there, right? But they were still a spirit. But now the image has shifted to that of clothing with the Holy Spirits that will later also be called the names of the virtues. Okay. So it's both the virtues and the spirits. Yeah. So these, but they're essentially each one would be a different aspect of these, of the spirit.
They are varied powers.
Yeah. All benefiting the spirit.
Mhm.
Yeah, so if you bear the name but do not bear his power, you bear the name uselessly. The rejected stones that you see, he said, these carried the name but were not clothed. But were not clothed with the garments.
And this is why the Mormons wear the magic undies,
Oh.
I'm sure.
Yeah, they're not clothed with the garments of the young women. What kind of garment is theirs, sir?
Wait, what?
What kind of garment is theirs, sir?
No, prior to that.
Yeah, they were, but they were not clothed with the garments of the young women. The stones were not.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so what kind of garment is theirs, sir? I asked. Their own names are their clothing.
Whoa.
Wow.
What a workaround.
Yeah, whoever wears the name of the Son of God must also wear their names. Yes. Oh, their names, the names of the women. The Son himself wears the names of these young women. Whatever stones you saw coming into the tower, given over by their hands and staying in the building, have put on the power of these young women. This is why you see the tower of rock as having become one single stone.
Okay, so here it's almost as if the women are like anthropomorphized platonic forms of these virtues.
They are, yes.
Yes.
And that would, all together, they would be the spirit.
Yes.
Those are the virtues that are necessary to carry if you are going to be allowed in the kingdom of God.
And even the Son of God is beholden unto the virtues.
Yes.
So the virtues must be something which are also pre-existent within the cosmology.
Right,
Right? So that's interesting. But if they identify the Son of God with God the Father and with the Spirit, the Holy Spirit, right? Then wouldn't you figure that what they're describing here is literally those things that make up the Holy Spirit, right? The virtues.
Yes.
Yeah.
The things that the what the Holy Spirit is are those virtues. Yeah.
Yeah. But these are each particulars. They're not like one unified particular. They're each individual particulars.
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, so he reminds us about all of the stones seeming to look like they combined with each other, that they became one stone. Even so, those who believe in the Lord through his Son and clothe themselves with these spirits will be one spirit, one body, and one color of garment. The habitation of those who wear the name of the young women is in the tower. But, sir, I said, why were the rejected stones rejected? They came in through the gate and were placed into the building of the tower by the hands of the young women. Since you care about everything, he said, and asked poignantly, listen about the rejected stones. These all received the name of the Son of God, and they all received the power of these young women. They were strengthened by the reception of these spirits and were with the servants of God, and had one spirit and one body and one clothing. They thought alike and worked justice. But after some time, they became disobedient because of the women Yeah, because of the women dressed in black that you saw, with bare shoulders, loosened hair, and attractive appearance. Seeing them, they desired them and put on their power and took off the clothing and the power of the young women. So they were rejected from the house of God and turned over to these women. But those not deceived by the beauty of these women stayed in the house of God. This is the explanation of the rejected ones, he said.
So he provides basically in line with like Proverbs, right?
Essentially, yeah.
This seductress.
And obviously it's a continuation of this church building process.
Yep.
Metaphor.
Yeah, see, you can't...
It's like three metaphors. You know, you got the women, you got the tower, and I guess the door.
Yeah, so the door, the
clothing of the women, even,
and then everyone who's inside, like including the guy walking around checking everything. Yeah, so it's all
Well, at least it came back together.
You could say that, except we still don't have. I mean, we got explanations of like the sticks and the mountains, but they're not like. I mean, in this way, it's the mountains are kind of included because this is supposed to be on a mountain.
I'm just glad we're not talking about the sticks.
Yeah, they're getting
anymore.
these rocks.
We'll
from
get
a
back
field
to it.
now, right?
Maybe, I don't know.
They're getting it
I
from a
hope
stony
not.
field.
So yeah. I mean, they're getting the stones were like collected or carved like a while ago, and now they're on the decision-making process of what to do with them. But yeah, no more sticks aside from that first portion.
Imagine actually dealing with Hermas. Lawrence, what does it all mean?
Dude, I don't know, man.
What does this tablecloth mean?
Since you're so persistent.
What makes you think I know?
What does this microphone mean?
Yes.
What's the meaning of the two microphones?
The two microphones are the two
Deeper
hosts on the
symbological.
channel who require a medium through which their voice can travel and be converted into something that the audience understands.
But what is an audience?
Oh my god. Anyways, that was the end of 90. Yeah, we can move on to 91.
All right.
Yeah.
Good
So
year.
yeah, I'm gonna do that.
That was a good year.
Because that was the one you were born in?
I don't know.
Yeah, that was a shit year.
Ooh.
Horrible year.
Oh,
The
snap.
worst of them.
It's just an assumption we all make.
Is it though? So what then, sir? I said. If these people, such as they are converted and reject the desires of these women and return to the young women, proceeding according to the power and works, will they not enter the house of God? They will enter, he said, if they reject the works of these women, take up the power of the young women, and proceed according to their works. This is why there was a stoppage in the construction of the tower. Okay. So that if these would be converted, they might go into the construction of the tower. But if they are not converted, then others will enter and they will be permanently cast out. So it's interesting that here, maybe it'll be included later, but you're only allowed to stray once, essentially.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
In this book so far.
Yeah, they've gone over that before, too.
Right, but in this section so far...
It's like the Amish.
Maybe they will go into this where Hermas will
Kind of,
just
yeah.
ask another airhead question like, what if they like go back in and then they get tempted again?
Maybe.
And then they
Knowing
get kicked out again? Can
knowing
they come
Hermas?
back in again?
that could totally happen. But I wonder how seriously the Amish take this book.
Probably not very.
Depends on
Probably
the
not very, but
lineage.
they should, because obviously that it lines up with exactly what they believe there.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know that much about their
I-
like. Maybe you can come
don't-
back from your Rumspringa and then like, are you allowed? Like, can you leave again and then come back? I don't know.
No, I think it's only once.
I would think it's only once, but it could be more. I don't know.
What are they gonna do if you like just head out with the horse?
I mean, nothing.
Exactly.
Let's see. So I gave thanks to the Lord for all this, for being merciful to all those who call on his name, and sending the angel of conversion to us who sinned against him, and renewing our spirit. Even of those of us already corrupted and having no hope of life, he gave us new life. Now, sir, I said, Show me why the tower is not built on the ground, but on the rock and the gate. Oh, this is so good. You're going to love this, Reuben.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still senseless and dense? He said.
Oh, no.
I have to ask you everything, sir, because I can't understand a thing, I said.
Yep, pretty airheaded Hermas.
Please, I'm fucking stupid.
He needs the shepherd really badly, guys.
Everything that is mighty and full of splendor is hard for people to understand.
Can you tell me why the sky is blue?
No, or I could, but it's just, you're going to ask another stupid question.
Can you
right
tell me
after
where
that.
babies come from?
Yeah, again, probably, but...
Listen, he said. The name of the Son of God is mighty and uncontained, and sustains the whole world. So if all creation is sustained by the Son of God, what do you think about those called by him, bearing the name of the Son of God and proceeding according to his commandments? Do you see which ones he sustains? Those who bear his name with all their heart. He became their foundation and sustains them gladly because they are not ashamed to bear his name. Man, it's hilarious how hard he goes on him here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that was the end of 91. And I'm going to hand it off to you. Hey, if you guys are enjoying the stream so far, make sure you drop a like, subscribe if you haven't. All the classic good stuff that YouTubers ask their viewers to do that help with the mysterious algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
It's not very mysterious. It hates us.
Yes,
It does,
It
yeah.
despises us.
Yeah.
Chapter 92.
Oh my God, maybe that's
I
why.
love it. What was that? Is that your guy? What was it? Gilbert Gottfried mixed
No, that
with DeVito?
I don't know.
I don't
know.
Oh my God. That sounds awful.
Oh, jeez.
That wasn't quite Gilbert Gottfried, that's for sure.
No. Tell me, sir, I said, the names of the young women and of the woman clothed in black.
All right. Fine.
Listen, he said, to the names of the stronger young women, those standing at the corners. The first is faith, the second restraint, the third power. You just have to imagine that it's like doing one of these slides down the line.
Oh, right,
Each of them
right.
makes a little pose.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Uh-huh.
Like a character selection screen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The third, power. The fourth, endurance. The others standing in the middle of them have
Like a
these
runway.
names.
Like on a runway.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like they wink at the camera.
Yeah, yeah.
They do a twirl. Simplicity, innocence, purity, joy, truth, understanding, harmony, and love.
Oh shit! You know what Hermas is missing?
Love. I called it.
Well, love, yeah, definitely, but also understanding.
Mm-hmm.
He literally said, "I don't understand a thing."
Yeah, he's missing love and understanding.
Yeah.
Yep. The one who bears these names in the name of the Son of God will enter the reign of God. Listen, too, he said, to the names of the woman in black garments. 4 of these are also more powerful.
Oh, no.
The first
They sound hot.
is unbelief. The second is self-indulgence. The third is disobedience. And the fourth, deceit. Those who follow them are called sadness, evil, sensuality, bad temper, lie, senselessness, slander, and hatred.
You know, I could get down with a good half of these.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not hatred. How about senselessness?
Maybe I don't know if maybe I want
Senselessness.
deceit in there.
Sad? You like sad?
You know,
Yeah, I already have the
You like
sad.
evil?
So
Oh, you already have the sad.
do you like
Oh.
evil?
I don't like evil. No,
Oh,
but
jeez.
hey, you know.
Do you like slander?
No.
Deceit?
Hatred?
I said half of them.
Yeah.
Bad temper?
You know,
Lie?
that's like the same as deceit.
Yeah, it is the same as sensuality, though.
Great, yeah.
Yeah, there
Sensuality.
you go.
Unbelief was like the
Unbelief
first
is pretty
one,
pog, yeah.
probably the best one.
Mhm.
We're gonna like champion that one. There you go.
Yeah.
Yep. The servant of God who bears these names will see the reign of God, but will not enter it. But, sir, I said, which are the stones from the deep that were fashioned into the building? The first ones, he said. The 10 that were put into the foundation are the first generation, and the 25 are the second generation of just men. The 35 are the prophets and ministers of God. The 40 are the apostles and teachers of the proclamation of the Son of God. Then why, sir, I said, did the young women hand over these stones for the building of the tower, bringing them through the gates? These first, he said, bore the spirits, and in no way distanced themselves from them, neither the spirits from the people nor the people from the spirits, but the spirits stayed with them until they fell asleep. But if they had not had these spirits with them, they would not have become useful for the building of the tower. It's the end of chapter 92.
If you're streaming the Enjoy, don't forget like the button.
Yep, like the button.
Like whatever you like to like.
Yeah.
I guess. Chapter 93. Show me still more, sir, I said. What do you want now?
That's amazing.
He said.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Please stop torturing this guy who's designated by God to help you.
Why, sir, I said, did the stones rise from the depth and were placed into the building of the tower, having borne these spirits? They had to rise through water, he said, in order to be made alive.
It's like he's trying to...
Come on, man.
Come on. The chair.
Duh.
Sitting in the chair represents...
Oh, hold on.
So, right, is it weakness or strength? Who knows?
Yes.
Hold on. In no other way could they enter the reign of God unless they put off the deadliness of their first life. So, too, those who had fallen asleep
They're
received the seal and entered the reign of God before bearing the name of the Son of God, he said.
Okay, so
a
literally...
person is dead, but upon receiving the seal, the person puts aside deadliness and takes on life.
Yeah, so it's literally all they're addressing the question of what happens to all the souls before Jesus. Yeah.
So the seal is the water. Into the water they go down dead and come up alive. The seal was proclaimed to them, and they profited from it to enter into the reign of God. Yeah. Why, sir, I said, did the 40 stones rise with them from the depth already having the seal? Because, he said, these are the apostles and teachers who proclaim the name of the Son of God, who, having fallen asleep in power and faith of the Son of God, even proclaimed to those who had previously fallen asleep and gave them the zeal of the proclamation. They descended with them into the water and came up again, except that these descended alive and came up alive. Because of them, these others were enlivened and came to know the name of the Son of God. This is why these others also arose with them, and together were fashioned into the building of the tower, and were made to dwell with them, without needing trimming. They fell asleep in justice and great purity, except that they did not have this seal. So you have the explanation of these things.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, I have it, I said. Okay. You know, sometimes the shepherd, he acts like, really obscure stuff is obvious.
Yeah.
And that really obvious stuff is obscure.
This
Yeah,
is
it's
why
really
I
annoying.
think the shepherd is not an angel.
No. The shepherd is not an angel.
No.
We've been over this.
The
Sorry. The shepherd is an angel. Yeah.
Right,
The angel of
but this is why
conversion.
I'm
Yeah, angel
saying,
conversion, yeah.
if this is a real story, he's not an angel. He's a homeless guy who's invaded Hermas's house
Uh-huh.
and has convinced him that, he should get beat up by his friend at one point. Remember the angel of punishment?
Yeah.
Yep, he takes him around to other homeless people and makes them do stupid things. Makes them hang out with homeless women in a half-built shelter.
Well, hey, some of them apparently are very hot.
Yeah,
And
they all
talk
get
about,
naked.
and all of them think
and
that
kiss
these rocks
them
are
and
alive. So all of
dance.
them.
Yeah, well, no, they had to go somewhere, right? Because he was staying with them specifically.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
I'm just putting a new context on the story.
Yeah.
I like my fake context. Sorry.
So it seems like some crazy guy has convinced Hermas of this different reality.
I think Hermas was already vulnerable psychologically. Clearly, he doesn't understand things at like a
True.
fundamental level.
True, yeah.
And he could be
He was
persuaded.
he's being manipulated. Very good point.
Yes.
He's been manipulated by a
Absolutely.
charlatan.
Who's just this guy who's like, God sent me to live with you.
Well, isn't that a
Right.
familiar story? Anyways.
Sorry, my alternative story is pretty good.
Chapter 94.
Okay.
So now, sir, explain to me about the mountains. Why is their appearance different from one another?
Yeah. Well, now we gotta.
Variegated. Listen, he said, these 12 mountains are 12 tribes that inhabit the whole world. The Son of God was proclaimed to them through the apostles.
Wait, were there 12? Is that how many mountains?
Yep, that's what he said.
Yeah.
But why are the mountains different and variegated? Explain it to me, sir.
Amazing.
Listen, he said, the 12 tribes that inhabit the mountains, the whole world are 12 peoples. They are various in understanding and thinking. As you saw the various mountains, so they are, and such are differences of mind and ways of thinking among the peoples. I will show you the way of each one.
No.
First, sir, I said, explain this. Why, though the mountains are so different, when their stones were placed in the building, did they become one bright color like the ones that came up from the depths? He said, because all are the people living under heaven. When they heard and believed, were called by the name of the Son of God. When they received the seal, they took on one way of thinking and one mind, one faith and one love. And they bore the spirits of the young women with the name. This is why the construction of the tower became one color, bright as the sun. But after they came in together and became one body, some of them defiled themselves and were thrown out of the race of the just ones and became again what they were before, only worse.
Bummer. Sucks for them.
Yeah. Chapter 95. How, sir, I said, did they become worse once they had known God? He said, the one who does not know God and does evil has some punishment for the evil done, but the one who knows God ought no longer do evil, but should do good. So if the one who should do good does evil, does it not seem like greater evil than from the one who does not know God? This is why those who have not known God do evil are condemned to death, while those who have known God and have seen God's greatness yet do evil will be punished doubly and die forever.
Did that make sense? Yeah.
Oh, they get to double die
Thus,
forever?
the church of God will be cleansed. So what they're saying is that those who know God and go against him, they are eradicated.
Yeah.
But those who don't know God are punished by experiencing the bodily death, and thereafter there are posthumous ministers of faith unto them, which provide unto them the seal.
Some cleansing. They have a way to.
Then they rise up out of the water and become part of the tower.
Yeah.
So this is a way in for people who never had a religious experience.
Yeah. So there you go. That's your way in.
Or you.
Yeah, that's true.
Still get into heaven.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
I could still do it.
Oh,
Eric
welcome
Wonder.
to badge level.
Yeah. That's amazing. You know,
Yeah.
this guy always gives out a bunch of memberships to the Orange streams.
Oh,
Yeah, so I appreciate
cool.
it.
Cool. Welcome to our show. You're a member now. You can do member things.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have emotes you can use.
Yeah.
We are getting new ones eventually. But right now we have Oh Hands.
And a gaudy Bible, gaudy crosses.
Yeah, Gaudy Cross, yeah.
And did we add Islam in?
I don't remember
I think so.
which
sure.
last one we had in. But Oh Hands is probably the best one. If you haven't seen the episode of the Apocalypse of Cedrock, right? Or was it?
Oh, fingernails.
Yeah. Really good
Always
stuff.
able to help scratch.
Yeah, always able to help scratch. He laments every part of his body before he's supposed to die.
Yeah.
He's just stalling, and it's
have
great.
his soul removed from his physical body.
Well,
he's not
yeah.
exactly dying because he's in heaven and his body's in heaven. It was weird. Anyway.
Yeah, it was so weird. It was such a weird book.
It was an obscura thing. Yep.
But I thought it was a lot of fun. It was a great gag.
Probably one of the better ones.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was literally, Jesus literally had to tell this dude to shut the fuck up. It
Basically.
was great.
Thus the church of God will be cleansed. As you saw the stones taken away from the tower and handed over to the evil spirits and from there thrown out, even so there will be one body of the cleansed. Just as the tower came to be as if made from a single stone after it was cleansed, so will the church of God be after its cleansing and purging of evildoers, hypocrites, blasphemers, double-minded, and doers of all kinds of evil. After these are thrown out, the church will be one body, one thinking, one mind, one faith, one love. Then the Son of God will be glad and rejoice in them, and when he receives his cleansed people.
Yeah, so once everything is purified and cleansed, once
you have no mind, once you are a servant and a subjugated part of the hive,
essentially, yeah.
You-
once
you will be assimilated.
Authoritarian asshole.
Resistance is futile.
essentially once that happens, once everybody in that church is unified in those things, then and only then will the end times come.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what the Shepherd of Hermas is telling us.
It wants you to be a slave. It
Essentially,
wants
yeah.
you to be a mindless drone.
No,
who's-
not mindless, just one mind.
One mind.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
No original thoughts.
No original ones. You have
None
thoughts,
of
they're
that.
just not yours.
Yeah.
Nothing is novel to you.
Because if you think anything that isn't what God wants you to think, then that's sinning.
Yeah.
Right.
And then
you're
we're not
not
cleansed.
cleansed.
Yeah, we're not cleansed.
Yeah.
Doesn't that sound great to you?
These people, man. As you saw the stones taken away from the tower and her hand and thrown out, even so there will be one body cleansed. Okay, so one love. Then the Son of God will be glad and rejoice in them when he receives his cleansed people. All this, sir, I said, is great and wonderful.
Is it? Okay.
Is it? Still, sir, I said, explain to me the meaning and deeds of each one of the mountains,
Oh God.
so that every soul that is convinced by the Lord and hears may render honor to God's great, wonderful, and honorable name.
Yeah, the deeds of each of the mountains.
He said,
One sat there and the other like moved a bit over the years.
hear about the variety of mountains and the 12 nations. These are like really short chapters coming up.
Are they?
Okay. So I'm
we
not
gotta-
going to hand it off to you. I'm just going to keep going.
Wait.
We're done after.
Yeah, wasn't that the last chapter?
Yeah, 95's the last one.
95. Oh, we're not going
No,
further.
no.
These
That's
are really
next-
short
but that's
chapters.
next
I
week.
mean, yeah, I
We'll
guess we'll
start
do
with
them
them.
next week.
Yeah, next week we can probably read like
This section?
a whole bunch. Okay, so give me a bookmark.
Here you go.
What did we learn today, gentlemen?
Well, we learned that the Holy Spirit will treat you like a brother,
Mm-hmm.
but it's in the raunchiest way possible. Very
Early
suggestive.
2000s comedy raunchy.
Yeah, that kind of raunchy.
Ouch.
Yep. But you're gonna be stuck in the friend zone with them.
What is up with the praying in the nude thing?
You know, I don't know.
Is that like a thing that
Probably somewhere. Bunch of cultures.
bunch of culture you have to get naked and then like do poses to pray or what?
It's
Dude,
a
I don't know,
symbol of
man.
Unity. Now I don't know how,
The
but
thing is they set him up to pray perfectly, right? On their tunics or whatever. So I don't think it said that he was naked. They were just naked.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't think he was.
No.
Yeah. So he didn't have to be naked for it.
But they were.
Of course they were. They had to, put down their clothes so he could pray on them. Pray all over them. Yep.
All right.
Don't get naked and pray with your bros. Nah. You see, we just finished, or we just read that part of the Shepherd of Hermas, so now we're gonna have to. But
we're like a towel. For your...
Yeah, it was a good read initially.
Yeah. And then next week we're gonna talk about all the kinds of the mountains.
Yeah, and how you should treat them like a brother.
Yep. Hey, if you enjoyed the stream, check us out on Patreon. Check us out Amazon wishlist, Facebook, Twitter, Discord.
Yeah.
Teespring. You can click this. This is
look at that shirt
being
that just got pinned.
Is it being pinned?
Yeah, I think it is.
Still have to. You have to click pin. There you go. It's pinned.
Yeah, it should be right there.
You can add a message when you pin it. You could be like, hey guys, buy this shirt, or I don't know what kind of a message.
That would imply that I have one semblance of creativity. I wouldn't like that implication.
Either way,
very saucy chapters today.
Yeah, I enjoyed them. That was really funny. So, thank you for joining us, everyone. And make sure you obviously check out the links that he was talking about. We also have a Discord. So if you exclamation point Discord in the chat right now. Or just
check in the description.
That too. Yep. Description or the chat. Let's see. Facebook and Twitter. Free to follow us on those platforms. And all other links, if we're forgetting anything, are in the description below.
Yes, and we will see
you
on Sunday.
For the Bible. There they are, hands.
What is... Oh, yeah.